So let's begin with the fact that we're basically obsessed with shuffle dance. We do it together, we do it alone, we do it at festivals, and we're definitely not shy about it. We'll even do it at the lake during a birthday party. We make sure we always get down. We set up DJ booths in random parks without a permit, and we often never get kicked out. It has been 5 years of getting together in public spaces and having so much fun doing it. We even do it at the beach. Trust me, we really waste no time with this. But we always welcome everyone and anyone that wants to stop by and dance with us. It's important to note that even though we specialize in shuffle dance, we welcome all. We don't care if you have any dance experience. We just want you to dance. But there's just one place that we keep going back to, and it is our office, the Boston Common Gazebo. And this is what I want to focus on with this project.
We are flying over Boston Common, in the heart of Boston, one of the oldest of America's great cities. Almost 300 years ago, this plot of land was bought by the Puritan settlers as a training field and common ground for the use of all. And Boston Common it has remained ever since.
Scratch that again. Let me give you the quick story. So Boston Common is considered the oldest public park in the United States, and it played an important role in the history of conservation, landscape architecture, military and political history, and recreation in Massachusetts. But here's a fun fact. The gazebo itself, it dates back at least a century. And it's known as the smoking gazebo because it was a meeting place for smokers to enjoy their tobacco choices, since smoking was prohibited elsewhere in the city. Now I find that very interesting because although dancing is not exactly prohibited anywhere else, it is at the gazebo where we allow ourselves to truly engage with the expression of dancing in this form. Here's a funny story about the belonging we feel in this place. We once walked in and it was absolutely covered in poop. The floor, the ceiling. We banded together, we bought some cleaning supplies, and we attempted to clean. The grossest thing we ever done, for the sake of the culture of this dance. It's safe to say though that we didn't really care. We kept dancing anyway. You can kind of look at the floor. But we didn't care because we love it there. It is our office. It is a place that we always go back to. And it is where it started for a lot of people. Over the last 5 years, I've seen people find their best friends. I've seen people fall in love. I've seen people change the way they look at life. I've seen people grow in ways that they themselves didn't imagine that they could. And while we are growing, the way that we perceive this place has also changed. And the more time we spend there, the more it becomes a place where we find a sense of home and belonging. It stopped being just a random gazebo at the Boston Common. Now it is our meetup place, the point of contact, where we come together, where we grow together. A place that allows us to communicate beyond words and through dance. Although public, it is a container and it's holding us tightly in its embrace. Here are some of my students and friends sharing their testimonies.
Hi, my name is Kathy, and I've been going to Boss BPM related meetups for about a year now. Just reflecting on our meetups, many beautiful memories have been made under that gazebo. It's a landmark. It's a place where friends convene. It's a place where new friendships are forged. And for me personally, I never really appreciated the concept of a third space until I started doing meetups, going to the gazebo, participating in more community events there. And while it feels like a public space, it holds a special place in my heart that many other public gathering spaces don't. So, yeah. There, I challenged a lot of my boundaries in a healthy way of who I am in a public setting and developed a sense of self and belonging in public that I otherwise struggle with. And so for that, I'm grateful for that space, for the community, and yeah.
Hey there, my name is Nick. So a friend of mine had asked me to share kind of my perspective about what it's like to dance in a public space like the Boston Commons. I've been fortunate enough to find this amazing community called Boss BPM. They host several public meetups throughout the year where they bring speakers, dance to house techno music, share all their passion with each other. Found out about them on Instagram and went to my first public meetup with them at the Boston Gazebo. That's really changed my perspective about really other uses of a beautiful public space like the Boston Commons. The city takes a lot of great care for such a beautiful, picturesque space. Spaces like that, have many more uses beyond just fancy portrait. I remember, since then, I've been a part of the community. We've continued to host many public meetups, and it's really interesting to see how engaging it is with the public.
I think the Gazebo is a mecca of our community. There have been a lot of meetups and memories and new connections made there, and stepping out of comfort zones, and attracting people that might not know what shuffling is, and getting interested in it, and continuing to dance when people decide to stop and watch. And sometimes on a busy day you accrue a big group of people, so having the courage to keep going when you have an audience is definitely a skill learned there.
Telling that Garrett